Hello Murron. Okay, this is algebra, substitution. This is the start of algebra. Like it says, all algebra is letters take the place of numbers. So any letter you see can be any number at all. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 112, 17 million, 1.5 or minus 9. It can be any number. So here we go. Here we have x equals 2 and y equals 8. So whenever you see an x and a y in the question, you've got x equals 2. So this number here is 2. So we've got 2 plus whatever number y is. Y is 8. 2 plus 8 is 10. But this time we've got x minus y. So x, we'll have a look at x. X is 6. So it's 6 minus whatever y is. Y is 3. So 6 minus 3 is 3. Now we've got x equals 8 and y also equals 8. So 8 plus 8 is 16. Now we've got x is 2 and y is 8. So we've got 1x here, which is 2, plus y, 1y is 8. 2 plus 8 is 10. Now we have a negative 1. We've got x equals 3, x goes first. Take away whatever y is. Take away whatever number y is, and y equals 9. So we've got 3 here. Take away 9 is minus 6. Okay, that's adding and subtracting. Now in algebra, we never write the multiplication sign, because the multiplication sign looks like the letter X, and that will confuse all the maths teachers because they're a bit stupid. Right, so if you see a number next to a letter, it says you've got, this is 2 y's, you've got 2 y's. So this is the y equals 4, and it says you've got 2 of these. 2 4's, y and y, 4 and 4. It's 2 times 4 is 8. Here we have 4 x's, and x is equals 4. So you've got 4 of whatever x is. X equals 4, so you've got 4 of them. 4 and 4 and 4 and 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Here we've got 3 y's. So it says this is 1 y. Here we've got 3 y's. This is 1 y. This y equals 2. And remember, there's no times sign. It says 3 times 2 or 3 times y. Or you've got 3 y's. And then look at y. Y is 2. 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. So that's multiplication. After you've done multiplication, subtraction and addition, we join them together. So here we've got 5 x's. So whatever x is, x equals 3. So 5 3's are 15. 5 x's are 15. So 15, take away 2 of whatever y is. Y equals 6. 2 6's are 12. So 15, take away 12. Here we've got 2 x's and 2 y's. They look similar, but they're not, because x is 9. And it says you've got 2 of these, 2 of this number x, when x equals 9. 2 9's are 18. 18 plus 2 of whatever y is. So the value of y is 3. 2 3's are 6. So we've got 18 plus 6 is 24. And the minuses are just the same. 2 x's, so we've got 2 of these. X is 3. 2 3's are 6. So we've got 6 over here. Take away 5 y's, and y equals 1. So we've got 5 over here. 5 times 1 is 5. So we've got 6. Take away 5 is 1. So when it comes to division, here we've got 4 y's divided by 2 x's. So we look at y. We've got y equals 4. So 4 of them, 4 y's, 4 4's are 16. So we've got 16 on the top, and we're going to divide it by 2 x's, whatever x is. X is 2. So 2 2x's is 2 times the value of x. X is given here as 2, so 2 times 2 is 4, so we've got 16 at the top divided by 4, so the answer is 4. It doesn't matter how big the numbers get because you just do the same thing. Here we've got 20 y's, so we'll look at y equals 4. So if you've got 24's, we've got 80 altogether, so 20y equals 80. And on the bottom we have 10x's. 10x's, 1x is 2, so 10x's, 10 2's are 20. So we've got 80 divided by 20, and that should equal 4. And that's the basis of algebra. In your class, in your test, this year, next year, these may get bigger. You might have 5x minus 3y plus 4x. They could be much more difficult, but you just follow the rules of arithmetic. The teacher will call these terms. So you find the value of this term, and then you find the value of the next term, and you find the value of the next term, then you find the value of the next term, and then you add them or subtract them like BODMAS or BIDMAS or whatever you call that, the orders of operation in arithmetic. Okay, this is collecting terms, or could be called simplifying terms. Okay, this first one here at the top is nice and easy. We've got 2 c's, take away 1 c. So if you have 2 c's and you take 1 c away, you've got 1 c left. So the answer will just be c. Now we have 6 f's plus 4 f's. And it doesn't matter what value f is. F can be 7 or 10 or 11 or minus 2. This just says you've got 6 of them. So if you've got 6 of something, 6 apples or 6 sponges, and then you get another 4 apples or 4 sponges, you have 10 altogether. Here you've got 6 f's and 4 f's, so you've got 10 f's altogether. It's just adding or subtracting. Here we have 1h minus 1h. So 1h, take away 1h, is no h's. Here we have 4b's and 8b's, or 4b's and another 8b's, so you have 12b's altogether. And here we have 4f's minus 1f. So if you've got 4f's and then you take 1 away, you've got 3f's. And in algebra, you never write the number 1 before a letter, because if you have the letter F, it is just 1F, so you don't need to write the number 1 there. Sometimes you lose points for writing the number 1 in front. Okay, the larger one down at the bottom. So here we've got 6 E's, and we're going to add on 8 M's and take away 4 E's and minus 1 M. So you do these in stages. So we'll look at the E's first. So we've got 6 E's, and over here we've got minus 4 E's. There's a minus sign in front of the 4 E's, so it's take away 4 E's. So if you've got 6 E's, take away 4 E's, you will have 2 E's left. When you've done the E's, move on to the M's. We've got 8 M's, take away 1 M, we'll have 7 M's. So we'll have 2 E's left and 7 M's. And here we go at the bottom again, we've got 4 B's, but we can only add on B's or take away B's. So we've got minus 6 B's here. So we've got 4 B's, take away 6 B's, that's minus 2 B's left. Okay, we've got minus 2 B's, and here we have 3 M's, so we need to take away 5 M's. 3M take away 5M, you'll be left with minus 2M, so we'll have minus 2B minus 2M. This one here will just be adding the H's, 4H and 2H is 6H, 1Z and 2Z is 3Z, so we'll have 6 H's and 3 Z's. Right. This one here, we've got 1C plus 2w. We can't add w's to c's, but we have a minus c. So we've got c, take away c, we've got no c's left. And then we've got 2w's, but here we add 8w's. So 2w's add 8w is 10w. The important thing about these is to look at the sign before the letter or the number. The first sign is not negative, so this is a positive number, which is plus. And if we look at the f's, the sign before the f is a minus number, so it's minus 8f's. It's minus this number. It's not 6f plus 8f, it's 6f, then look at the other f, minus 8f, so we'll get minus 2f there. And then we've got 8z, even though this minus sign follows the 8z, this minus sign is attached to this 8f, it's the letters f. So we've got 8z, and look at the other z, it's plus 4z. So we've got 8z's, or plus 8z's, and plus another 4z, so that's plus 12z. So we'll have minus 2z, so we'll have minus 2f plus, this first 8 is plus 8. So it's plus 8 plus another 4, so it's plus 12z. Whereas this one here, we've got 6c, and we've got take away 6c is 0, and then we've got 3n. This time the sign in front of the n's is minus, so it's plus 3n's, take away 7n, so we'll have minus 4n. So we'll have no c's and just minus 4n. Okay, here we have multiplying out brackets. This is easy to begin with. So here it says we've got 2 of everything in that bracket. So we have 2 s's and we have 2 4's. Okay, now there's many different ways to set this out. Maybe your teacher does a smiley face on the board or some other thing, but you know how to multiply. So this just says 2 multiplied by everything in the bracket. So if you set it up like a multiplication sum, you have s plus 4, because you're multiplying s plus 4 by 2. So we've got s plus 4 times 2. Now you just multiply it like you would a multiplication sum, where you do the units first and the tens and then the hundreds. So here we have 2 times this number here, 2 times 4 is 8, and then this sign here will change if this is if you're multiplying by minus 2, the same as you'd multiply negative numbers. But here we have 2 times 4 is 8, the plus is going to stay the same, and we've got 2 times s, so you've got s and another s, so you've got 2 s's, so you just write 2s. Now it's multiplied out. Okay, and one last one. Set it up like a multiplication sum again. So we've got s plus 7, and we're multiplying it by this 4. So just multiply it as you would a multiplication sum. 4 times 7 is 28. We're not changing the plus sign because we're multiplying by a positive number. So it's going to be plus, and 4 times s, you've got s 4 times, which is 4 s's. Okay, here we have them a little bit harder. This bracket multiplied out, then you're going to add on this bracket multiplied out. You do this bracket like before, and then you do this bracket like before, and you add your results. Here we set up like a multiplication sum. So we've got s plus 2 in the bracket, and we multiply it by 2. 2 times 2 is 4. The plus sign isn't changing here, and 2 times s is, you've got 2 s's. Okay, this plus sign here, we're not changing this sign. It's still going to be whatever this is, add on to whatever this is. So we do the same thing. We multiply this out like a multiplication sum. S plus 7 in the bracket, we're going to multiply it by 7. And when we do 7 times 7 is 49. This plus sign stays the same. And 7 times S is 7 S's. But now we're going to simplify it. That means get all the letters that are the same together, get all the numbers together. Here we have 2 S's, and look at the sign before the 7S, which is a plus. So we've got 2 S's, add 7 S's, which is 9S. So we've got 9 S's, and we haven't got any minus signs here, so it's going to be a positive number. So it's 9 S's plus. And how many numbers have we got? 49, and 4 is 53. Okay, let's go for another one. Here we have 5 times what's inside this bracket plus 8 times what's inside this bracket. So we set it up like a multiplication sum. The first one is S plus 2 multiplied by 5. So we've got 5 times 2 is 10. We're keeping the plus sign the same at the moment. So it's going to be plus 5 times S is 5S. We're not changing this addition sign. So now we'll do the same on the right hand side. So we multiply this bracket by 8. That's everything in the bracket multiplied by 8. S plus 2 times by 8. And then we've got 8 times 2 is 16. And we've got 8 times S is 8 S's. Now we get all the letters together. We've got S's and all the numbers together that we've got here. So we've got 5 and 8 S's is 13 S's altogether. Right, it's going to be a plus, and then we've got 16 plus 10 is 26. Here we're multiplying 2 brackets together. You'll have to keep some things in your head, but I'll tell you when you need to do that. So again, set it up like a multiplication sum. So we've got S plus 3 times S plus 9. Remember, there's no multiplication signs when we're using algebra. So if these things are touching, then it means multiply them together. So if we set it up as a multiplication sum, we've got S plus 3, that's this bracket, and then we're going to multiply that by S plus 9. And we're going to multiply everything on the top by everything on the bottom. So we're going to multiply everything by 9 first. So if we do 9 times 3, 9 times 3 is 27. So it's a plus sign. Now we want to do 9 times S. And 9 times S is saying you've got 9 S's. So 9S. This is what you need to keep in your head. 9S, then multiply everything on the top by everything on the bottom. So now multiply the S by the 3. S times 3, or 3 times S, is 3 S's. So we've got 9S and 3 S's, 9, 10, 11, 12, it's 12 S's. When you're multiplying S times S, that will be S squared. Just like 1 times 1 is 1 squared, 2 times 2 is 2 squared, 3 times 3 is 3 squared, 4 times 4 is 4 squared. So we've got S squared, and that's just done it. S squared plus 12S plus 27. Okay, here's one with a negative. So again, we set it up like a multiplication sum. So we've got S minus 4, and we're going to multiply that by S plus 5. So we're going to multiply everything on the top by everything on the bottom. First of all, we multiply by 5. 5 times, remember to look at the sign, 5 times minus 4 is minus 20. Then we've got 5 times S. 5 times S is 5S. So keep that in your head. 5S is in your head. S times minus 4 is minus 4S. So we've got 5S from here, and then take away 4S, just 1S, and it's positive 1S. And then S times S is always going to be S squared. it's got s squared plus s minus 20. Remember, you don't write the number 1 in front of any letter. Okay, here we've got two negatives. Again, set up like a multiplication sum, s minus 5 multiplied by s minus 3. S minus 3. And we multiply everything on the top by everything on the bottom. So the number we've got on the bottom is minus 3. So we're going to do minus 3 times the number on the top. The number on the top is minus 5. So minus 3 times minus 5 is plus 15. Now we do the s's. So we've got minus 3 on the bottom here. So minus 3 times s on the top. Minus 3 times s is minus 3 s's. Keep that in your head, minus 3. And then we've got this s on the bottom. S times minus 5 is minus 5s. So we've got minus 5s from here. And we have minus 3s from before. So we've got minus 3 s's and minus 5 s's. That's minus 8 s's altogether. And s times s is s squared. Okay, that's it. Now go over some simple things about what's happening. So when you come to do it backwards, I'll show you that in a little while. When you come to do it backwards, you'll be able to do it easier. This last number here, the minus 18, that's made by multiplying these two together. The first term, s squared, is made by multiplying the two s's together. But the middle term is found by adding these two numbers together. So we've got minus 9 plus 2 is minus 7, and that's how many s's you've got. So the one at the beginning is formed by multiplying, the one at the end is formed by multiplying, and the one in the middle is by adding these two numbers together, and that's how many s's you've got. So here we've got another one. This one's multiplying, this one's multiplying, and the one in the centre, we've got 9 plus 3 is 12. That's how many s's are in the middle. And here's another one. So this is formed by multiplying, this is formed by multiplying, and this is formed by adding these two numbers together. Minus 9 plus minus 8 is minus 17, and that's how many s's you got. So if we've got s squared, so we had to do s times s to get s squared. So in our brackets, remember we're working backwards. So we have the letters already sorted, that's easy. We have to look at this number here, this minus 12. If it's a minus number, you must have multiplied a positive and a negative number together. Right, we need to look at all the factors of minus 12. And if you've got minus 12, you must have multiplied a negative number by a positive number. One of the numbers in the bracket is negative, and one of the numbers is positive. It doesn't matter which one is which, because we're multiplying them. Now we need to find the numbers. So you look at all the factors of 12, and the factors of 12 are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. So these two numbers, this number and this number, could be any of these. But the two factors must add up to make plus 4, because this is found by multiplying, this is formed by adding the two numbers in the bracket. So minus something plus something must equal 4, but it must be one of these factors of 12. We can say, is it 12 times 1? Now 1 times 12 equals 12. 12 plus minus 1 doesn't equal plus 4. So we go and try 6 and 2. So minus 2 plus 6, that equals plus 4. So it must be minus 2 and plus 6. When you've worked it out, we can try checking it. I won't set up as a multiplication sum this time. So we've got 6 plus 6 multiplied by all the numbers on this, minus 2. 6 times minus 2 is minus 12. How many s's have we got? simply add them. Minus 2 plus minus 6 is plus 4 s's. Obviously s times s is s squared. So in your two brackets there must be an s and an s. So we need to first figure out what the signs are in the middle. Is it s plus or s minus? Well, this number here we found by multiplying together. We could have a positive times a positive or a negative times a negative. So if this sign here, the plus 30, if that plus is a positive, we've multiplied two numbers together with the same sign. But if you think for a little while, if the two numbers that you multiply together have the same sign, you find the center number, you find the middle term here, by adding the two numbers together. So if you add two positive numbers, you get a positive number, and if you add two negative numbers, you get a negative number. So if this number in the middle is positive, then the two signs in the brackets must be positive. So now we've got the s squared. We know they're both going to add on a number, but what number? Well, we have plus 30, so we'll look for all the factors of plus 30. Okay, here are all the factors of 30. So we know two of these numbers multiplied together gives us this number here. But we need two of the factors that equal 11. And don't just look and say there's a 10, there's a 1, that makes 11, because 10 times 1 doesn't make 30. It needs to multiply together to make 30 and add together to make 11. 30 times 1 is not going to be right. 15 times 2 doesn't add up to 11. 10 times 3 adds up to 13, but 6 times 5, so if we put 6 and 5 in any order, the 5 can go here, it doesn't matter, you're multiplying. Now, we should be able to do this in our head, I hope. So we've got this number 5 times 6, 5 times 6 is 30, and that's right. The middle number is formed by adding these two numbers, should equal 11. 6 add 5 is 11. But if we multiplied it out, if we've got 5 on this bracket times s, that's 5s, and 6 on this bracket times s is 6s. So we've got 5s from here, 5s plus 6s, that's 11s. And the s and times the s is s squared. I hope you get that, because it confuses me. If you need any more help, just contact me in some way.